Hello. In today's video, I'm making a light shade for the Kessil A80. So if you like reef lights or reefing, stay tuned to see how this thing turns out. Welcome back to IC Live. My name is Mark. Today's project spawned from a request that was done after I made the AI Prime light shade. I had several reefers hit me up and want me to make one for this Kessil A80. So I looked around online. I didn't see much. There was one other light shade, but it wasn't available at the time, and honestly, it looked terrible. So I figured I could make one that looks way better, and I needed another light for a tank that I got going up soon. So I picked up the A80 and got started. Alright, I got the box open for this light, and this light is sweet. Looks like it's pretty hefty duty, all made of aluminum. Has these big old knobs on top for controlling. I gotta say, I'm not a fan of these giant knobs. They could have made them significantly smaller. But this looks like a very high quality light. I'm actually eager to get this onto a tank. But before I do that, I've got to make this light shade for it. Oh, also in the box is just a power supply. Now, there was a few brackets because I did get the light arm mount as well. So here is the mount. Has just one of these flex arms that you can kind of bend in any direction. I'm thinking, after at least seeing this and the base for this, which is ridiculously huge, especially if it's going on a nano tank, I'm probably gonna have to make an alternative for this as well. So at least something that makes this base a little bit more compact and make it look better on a nano tank. Alright, time to get started, and this project is going to begin by creating a reference model for the light. And then I jump straight into modeling the shade. Alright, attempt one is fresh off the printer. Here it is. Man, the purple turned out awesome, but I had some layer splits. So, unfortunately, this is not the best model. Let's see how this fits. Oh my goodness, way too snug. I'm having to jam it in there. Here's some cracking going on. So this is going to have to get adjusted, but wow, this thing is going to look so cool. All I really have to do is enlarge the model just slightly. I'm also going to remove these vent holes in the back. But let's go ahead and get this thing reprinted. Alright, so here was the first model. Give you a little better shot of the layered adhesion issues. That was because I printed in ABS. This one is PLA and it turned out pretty sweet. Love the texture, but nope, fail on the vent holes. That's why I end up having to remove those later. Here is print number 3, slightly better than 2, but once again failed on the vent holes. After testing these out, I made some adjustments and finally got everything to fit, and here it is. Whoa, this thing is a string monster. It looks like a dream catcher. Wow. But the exterior looks pretty darn good, so I think it's going to be just fine. I'll clean up these strings with a heat gun and then get this thing tested out. After getting these strings all cleaned up, here it is. This is the final model. The finish looks so good on it. It does have some blobbing spots on the exterior, especially right here around the logo. But let's see if I can get a close-up. Yeah, so you can see how smooth and shiny this thing looks. It looks great. Now, got to get it on the Kessil for its final fit test. And this thing is not the easiest to get on. First, you got to feed the wire through the back. Then you got to kind of press the wire in on the back and press this thing up. So right here, I'm going to fold the wire just slightly so I can get it past this little hump. And then it just slides down in the back. Voila! And the main part of the light shade is complete. Now I have a few more pieces I've got to do. So let's go ahead and get the diffuser cut out. After just one fail, I got a good cut. Here's the diffuser. Let's go ahead and get this thing inserted. There is a little recessed portion that this kind of inserts into the front, although I'm going to have to shimmy it in there and bend the plastic just slightly. This process was not the easiest. Now I could redesign the shade to make this much simpler to get in, but I really don't want to do that because I think this is probably the strongest design here. Otherwise I'd have to cut the shade down the back. Hey, there we go. I got it in. Yes. This thing is so cool. It turned out really good. Not a huge fan of circular lights, so that's why I really love this taper to a somewhat square shape. Obviously, the vast majority of reef tanks are square, and this thing's not going anywhere. It is pretty dang secure. Now, it is not done yet though. I have to make some pieces to accommodate the flex arm. So I'm going to go ahead and make an attachment for the back. I'm also going to make this attachment you're looking at right here for the glass. Teleporting straight to the print again. Whoa, this thing turned out perfect. Now here is the back attachment. This one goes right here in the back of the light. All right, now it leaves some room for air venting within the light as well. And then here is the glass piece. It is super flat, super thin, meant to go on a nano tank. And these ones screw straight into the flex arm. Nice and snug. And then let's go ahead and screw the tank side in. Excellent. Nice and snug as well. This thing is ready to get set up. But first, look here at the difference between these two tank attachments. The one on the left is a generic attachment that came with the light, meant for every tank and size. And the one on the right is the one that I just designed and printed. It's meant for a 4 to 7 millimeter tank. And obviously it has to be rimless, because if it has a rim, that would not work. So I got to get this thing all connected up, and let's set this up on a tank. Wow, I am very happy with how this thing turned out. It is so cool and sleek. Man, I cannot wait to get this tank set up. So that wraps up this A80 Kessil light shade and diffuser. If you'd like to get your hands on this model, I've made it available on iclive.com. The link is down below in the description. Also, if you have the means of printing this yourself, just shoot me a message and I will send you the STL files at no cost. If you like this video and you like anything that I'm doing here, Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you live in the next video.